boy who stood in front of Obi'S convoy was arrested for months now, since January, and has been in prison. Well, he had an interview with a TV station, and there he spoke about, the trauma he went through while in prison. He said he was actually cleaning feces, and he explained how he was arrested coming from work. And of course, he was apprehended, and they took him down to the station and, matched him up with some adults, and presumably they said he's 18 years. Of course, they also interviewed the policeman who was in charge of his case, and they said he actually identified himself as 18 years. That is their statement. And he was like, no, he never identified as 18, because if you look at him, he doesn't even look 18. But I don't know, I would have said we should watch a little bit of the clips, but we don't have time, so we're just going to go into the reactions. I will start with, let me start with Shegun, please. So looking at this boy, we all know the story. We know how it was. We heard the story of even the ballet of his area. Still, money does not even, money never touch hand. You're already demanding for your own share.
Divided.
Just to be divided. And equally.
Equally, exactly. That's
what it's crazy how everything went. But, let's hear from you.
Well, Quadri Alabi's case is, for me, it's authentic because, it's a case study of what is in this country and of what the average Nigerian is going through. The one that we call the masses. This is their story. This is their story. Quadri Alabi is their story. They are vulnerable. They are completely at the mercy of the authorities and of the powers of state and of, the leadership of society. They are violent, traditional rulers who are the ones that are supposed to head the community and ensure that everybody is safe and secure, and the ones that are an advantage of the weak and the underprivileged. There is this common saying, I can't remember what they said, whether it's Mandela, that how advanced the society is determined, you will see it in how they treat their most vulnerable. So you see that advanced societies, the greater, if you go to places like Sweden, the prison in Sweden is better than many 3-star hotels in Nigeria, and I make bold to say, I'm not joking. The prison, the kind of facilities, television that they have, everything as a prisoner. And guess what? Those prisons, in some of those Scandinavian countries, prisons are empty because crime has almost gone to zero. Because the state is functioning, it's working, society works, So you can see how that society has structured itself to take care of its most vulnerable kids. Now here we are in Nigeria. So for me, Alabi's story is very, very typical. It's just that zone just because he was lucky to be a famous boy. Yeah. That's picture where he stood in front of him. That's his logo. If not, if you listen to the lady that actually discovered, nobody knew it was there. Yeah. So the lady that discovered it, just happened, it was just coincidental that went to help somebody else in the same Kirikiri where the boy was. And then when I said, please, when you get out, now give her a list of names. And this name was one of them. So I think somebody recognized that. Boy. So and that's how it came out. There are thousands of people every day that get taken to magistrate court who didn't do nothing. Nothing. They just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they got carried and they landed in Kirikiri. People are, it is only in Nigeria that I know that that as a debtor, you are a criminal. People in Kirikiri say Kirikiri because they owe somebody. Yes. And the person took them to police. And somehow the case got big up and the guy ended up in the magistrate court. Bam! Remanded in prison body until so and so. So all of these things, that's why we have prison congestion. If you listen to Efion, the guy, the lawyer of the guy, you just quit. And I also, I have links within the prison society. So I've been there, I've been to prisons, and I know it's not a friendly tale at all, and there's a desperate urgent need for reform. So I'm happy Quadri Alabi, as at last count, 10 million naira has been raised. And the money is still coming because it needs to be relocated. That place, now that they are relocated, 10 million naira, the one that was not confirmed, the one that is now being confirmed. So I hope that it gets relocated. I hope that this will be an opportunity for his life. It's different on how
Goes back to school.
and hopefully maybe he'll become a medical doctor. And one day we'll come back to Pastor Paul and say, well,
If you don't find out,
You really have to go there. Okay. All right, no, let's hear from you.
some years back, I was one of the journalists that normally reports crime, prisons, and blah. I have to stop doing those things because it's affecting my sanity. And one of these guys is not even much. Maybe it's ordinary 6 months. Go and ask about Iskulu Mukaila. The guy is from Ijiroko. He happens to be a welder coming from Lagos Island. Those NURTW were fighting at Oshodi. That was how he was picked up with wedding equipment.
Wow.
He went to jail. He was remanded in Kirikiri medium prison for 6 years, 5 months.
Wow.
When he was there, for another name, not his own name, he was picked. They did not even allow him to talk, and he was taken to court only once when he was remanded. But how God is going to save him was that a particular pastor, I don't want to mention his name, that was remanded in that particular place. So in doing my stories, I have to go there and see the man, ask him some questions. That was where the issue of this guy was raised, and I took it up. I informed some other lawyers, and that is the thing. Before we pull him out, there are a lot of Nigerians that are in several prisons today for wrong reasons, and they don't supposed to be there. It really shows the type of police we have. We have some police officers, not all of them, that will never investigate a case. They will never try to use their money because there is no money to investigate their case. If those people accused cannot put money on them for them to investigate, that means your case will go to court. Another thing again is that it was a show of shame for the commissioner of police. I'm sorry to say it. What he said, a boy that DPP advised that he should be released, that has been released. You are not saying you've not seen the DPP advice. Commissioner of police, it shows that they are trying to defend the system. They are trying to defend that particular DPO of that particular police station. That allow that particular. It's not about the age. You know, at times, police may not know a age. You understand now? Fine. But the thing here is that was the case investigated? Does that mean if a son of a governor is taken to police station without anything, they will send the child of the governor to prison? That is the area that I'm against the police. Are there any investigation? If you accuse somebody of robbery, who are those people? Who are the witnesses? So that now that you know that you are trained in the wrong way, those witnesses must be picked up and they must face the law. Because one thing there is this: in Nigeria, you will see poor people, they go to jail for what they're not supposed to go to jail for. It goes to a time when we are dealing with all those people that are wrongly incarcerated in our. I think within a month, Bani, now I think he's senior advocate of Nigeria, can bear me witness. Within a month, we pull out about 120.
Wow. From
Lagos, from Kirikiri, both maximum medium. You see somebody that was remanded because he was somebody, and they will not remind him in maximum prison. And you will see some certain people because Oga and Madam is a maid. They said they were looking for gold. Because Oga Madam want to sleep with the maid, put the gold in this thing of the, and the guy was taken to magistrate court, was remanded 9 months, no court. How will somebody be in prison for 6 years and they will never take him to court? Have you ever seen that kind of country? Even in a country where there is war, 6 years, they will not, if you know, in fact, it got to a time that anytime I go there, I just want to relax. I don't want to talk much. I don't want to read, because when they are saying some certain thing and you investigated, you discover that
they're saying the truth.
4 years, somebody will not be taken to court. Even if offended devil, at least he need to be taken to court to see whether he's guilty or not. It is so sad, and it shows the type of police we have, the type of system. It's a system that poor will always go to do. It's a system. And if it is the rich people, even if they kill, they will justify. You see, senior advocate of Nigeria by 15. Representative, and God should bless the Emi. Our father is doing very well. May God bless you for this issue of our country. You've done very well, and God is going to be with you for this.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I wanted to hear from Akin before we go, because our time is already fast spent. Hopefully, able to pick read messages or even pick calls. Akin, please, what's your reaction to the take of our guest in the house, and of course, looking at what the police has actually responded to the age, age of the young boy, Audrey?
It shows the kind of system that we're running in this country. Like the last speaker rightly said, we have a lot of cases that could have been trashed out even at first hearing, and the people are discharged and acquitted if they are not found guilty. We have a lot of them even in our all prisons all over Nigeria. Prisons all over, and that's the reason why we have a lot of how do I put it? Our correction center are full of people that are not supposed to be there. If the police really want to do their job, I can tell you that they will do their job. But most of them, there is a lot of laxity in the system. Nobody to even push them to even do what they ought to do. Well, this case was. It's because it's sensational. If not, the boy will have still will still be there in the prison, languishing in the prison. But we give kudos to them at least for this.
Calls or even messages, because let me just pick one. Let's pick one. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I'm not sure it's for this phone. Let's pick another. I just need one view. Okay, hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Hello? Okay. What's going on? Anyways, like I said, I didn't want to pick calls, but I think kids still making a call to this number. well, just to wrap up, this show, like you said, a lot of people are imprisoned for something they never did, something they don't even know about. Is there anything that the federal government should start putting into place so that such things can, be at very minimal?
Just to add to your question, Blossom,
yes.
Just like she said, Alabi also have opened up what's going on in prison. He said it clears the faces of other people because it doesn't have the money to give them. That is wrong. So what do you think could be put in place to stop all these activities in the prison?
Well, one of the things there is that we need more police officers. I'm an advocate of that. We need more police officers, and we need to fund our police. If we don't fund our police, this is the kind of thing that we're going to see. We need to fund our police. If a police officer wants to investigate, will you use his own salary that is not even enough? And that's why you see them. If an accused is you won't give him money on grant, and you want that particular investigation to be favorable, then another thing again is that what is happening in our correctional center is another word entirely. If you have them in any correctional center in Nigeria, you will live like Kingo. I'm telling you. In fact, there is a building. Don't let me mention it. There is a building in one correctional center. It's like a mini flat. If you have money, you live there and you live like King. In fact, you watch football even in prison.
Okay, all right. I would have said, Shegun, what do you have to say? But we don't have time. I'm sorry for that. Let's just read one message. This one is from Daya, Lagos. Says, good afternoon, crew. This government has built a legacy of building agberos for collecting money by force and intimidation and vote buying for election gain. That is why education is in a dead state. Nigeria is the highest out of school in the world because by this government obnoxious policies that has made many children not go to school because of high rate of school fee, because of the high rate of the fees, and he's introducing school loan. They prefer to build agbero and illiterate rather than build the children. Now, what has happened to this lad? It's a show of lawlessness, impunity, and chaos. And of course, that's what's playing. Daily creating the people not as citizens but slaves. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Okay, all right. Well, that's well, we have come to the end of the show. Actually, we've come to the end of the show. I just wish the government can really do something about people. You know, I can't imagine someone staying in prison for 6 years, like you said,
That been taken to court.
and without being taken to. I don't understand. Very sad. But anyway, this is a shout out from Ade Crown saying happy birthday Temitope Ayomide. He wishes you a happy birthday. On this note, I'd like to say thank you to all my viewers and of course callers. Apologies I could not pick calls, but at least I read a message. Thank you so much Nurdin, for being on the show. It's been amazing. Thank you so much Shopito. It's been amazing, and thank you so much Mr. Aki for being on the show by Zoom. I hope you were able to at least say one or two things out of your mind, and of course talking to the federal Patrick. Okay, yes, we have him. Thank you, sir. Okay, well, all right, Patricia, wrap up the show. Let's go.
Thank you for joining us today. It was amazing. Thank you guys for coming. We'll do the same time tomorrow. Blossom and I will be here.
Okay, so yes, we'll be doing this tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow it's quite different because we'll be doing more of what's trending and buzzing when it comes to marriage, relationship, values, and morals. And of course, we can do some politics that's still buzzing on social media. Until then, my name is Rose Blossom. Do have a fabulous day for yourself. Bye for now.